Good evening. My name is David, and I asked to give you a lecture on good evening. Yeah, I say good evening. Good evening. So I asked to give you a presentation on two things about my experience in Russia as an entrepreneur, as a, we'll say big words, businessman, and about soft skills and management. So it will be easy for me if you can tell me what you want me to start with. If you want me to start about the presentation, about myself, about the history of the business, about the business itself, what is more convenient to you, and I will start. So I will see the chat, what you're writing, and we decide. Okay? So I'm waiting. What you want me, I will again ask the question. There's two parts of this presentation. One, it's about, first about yourself. Okay. About myself. So to start about myself. Okay. There is anything specifically you want to know, or you want, okay. So with the presentation, maybe. Okay. So 50-50. So maybe I will start with the presentation about myself. Okay. So I will start with the presentation. What I'm trying to communicate with you this evening, it's about a soft scale of management. Several hours ago, the President Putin had a speech to the nation. I don't know if you saw it or not, but if one of his interviews, he was asked by the journalist, he was asked, President Putin, can you tell me what you need, what you don't have enough? And President Putin answered, I don't have good people. That's what he said. I need good people. So it's very interesting point, very interesting. And I think you, as I understood, your master degree, and you are in management faculty, or wants to be manager, or some of you managers. And if you know that this is a president of Russia that actually can theoretically have most of the successful and smart and good people in Russia, okay? And he says that he has a problem, he needs good people. And if you hear a lot of managers can tell you, I need good people, okay? And as if good people are not exist, yeah? They are gone. So I want to talk about this soft skills, what it means, soft skills. Soft skills, it's what we as a manager, as a leader in a company should have beyond the finance and marketing and HR and evaluation and KPIs that we need for the business. Okay? I want to talk about actually the values and the atmosphere the general manager is having. And it's very important to say the general manager, because I'm not talking now in general. Okay? I'm talking about specifically the role and the value of the general manager. Until now, you understand what I'm saying? I'm waiting for your response. So I'm waiting, because I want to have a little bit of dialogue between us. Yes, Maladiet. Yes, you got me. I'm very happy. So it's clear, very good. So I want to talk about, first of all, and I don't want to have levels, okay? I will not, I don't have presentation written. I want to have more a discussion, but I want to talk about values of a general manager. Again, I'm not talking about the value of a company. I'm talking you as a general manager, okay? One of the most important thing, I'm working in Russia already for 27 years, okay, as a manager in Russia. and it's a long time. It's a long time. One of the things that you see that I encounter with Russian managers is the fact that they are not good in managing competition. They are good in control. They are good in finance. They are sometimes good in HR. They are good in logistics. But competition, it's something that the Russian managers doesn't have. And why it's important? Because in the end of the day, in any kind of business, it's a context. The business itself, it's a context. That means you are working with the environment of business. You are not working by yourself. There's a very good book that was written by the Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman. The book is called Think Fast, Think Slow. He won the Nobel Prize in Economy. Now, Daniel Kahneman is a dean in Princeton University or Columbia University, I don't remember exactly, on the psychology department, okay? And they did study with startups in the United States. And they asked the startups very simple question. They asked to the startup managers, in 5 years, if you will bankrupt, what will be the reason, external or internal? And I want to make in brackets to remind us all that usually in the West, I don't know the number in Russia, but usually in the West, more than from 100 startups, yeah, 80% are not finishing the first year. 80% from startup companies not finishing the first year. And if you continue up to 5 years, maybe 1 or 2% are succeeding to finish it. So I return to the question of Kahneman. He asked to the startupist, they asked, if you will bankrupt in 5 years, what will be the reason, external or internal? What do you think they answer? The majority of them, what they answer. What will be the answer? If they will be bankrupt in 5 years, what will be the answer? The reason, external or internal? Somebody wrote internal. Does somebody else wants to share with us? Internal, external, no? And the winner is external and, yeah, you're right, external. Actually, intuitively, you would say internal. Most of them answer internal, that they will not manage right, and they will do mistake, and they will not have HR, and suddenly that. But actually, when you think about it, it's not true at all. Majority of startups are being bankrupt because external reason that they are not in their hand, reason that they cannot control. But when you are managing, where your energy goes, internal. If you are a manager and you have manager of people, I mean, and you manage a business or you manage a startup, never mind 5 people, 20 people, 200 people, not important. Where is your energy? Your energy is internal. You want to manage, to control the process of work. But the problem is, what will kill you and destroy you and make you bankrupt, it's not internal, it's external. It's your competition. And this is bring me for the first rule. We are working in competitive environment all the time. There was an epidemic of corona, and Russia was the first with Sputnik vaccination. And the meaning of this, it's billions of dollars. Here you saw it now. Pfizer, others, Johnson & Johnson, it's a competition. Because there was a competition, the companies worked very hard because of the competition. If there will be one company without competition, it's a different story. But all of them was worried not only to create the vaccination, is to see that the other one will not win first. And I find out through my years in Russia and different countries that the managers does not spend a lot of energy of analyzing the competition. Actually, it has to be different, opposite. They spend 80% of their time on internal and 20%, 10% to the competition. When I meet interviewing Russian managers and I'm asking about the competition, a lot of them doesn't tell me, they don't see the competition. They don't know them. They don't know what's going on in the competition. Now, there is a story, very nice story about this, and I will tell you the story and you remember the story. You will not remember all the things I said. You remember the story. There's a story about two guys that go in the forest, in the jungle. They go in the jungle. They go, and then after 1 hour, 2 hours, they see a tiger in front of them. And what you do when you see a tiger? You start running. So they ran, and after 10 minutes, one of them stopped and putting sports shoes, Nike Air, whatever. So his friend said to him, tell me, you're stupid? You think you will run faster than the tiger with your shoes? So he said to him, I don't need to run faster than the tiger. I need to run faster than you. You got it? So actually, if we learn that very good. Yes, they got it. So if it means that in the end of the day, what you learn in Kotler marketing, the guru of Kotler, if they taught him, I don't know if they continued teaching Kotler, but anyhow, if you learn that the idea of a business is to satisfy the need of the client in a reasonable way, that's the definition. It means that it's the one that will be first supplying the need of the client. Because if you want to be perfect and you lose the competition, you are not relevant. So what is the first soft rule that I want to tell you? I call it stay on the wheel. Always. You never quit the wheel. In a sense, you are constantly player in the market. You are not stopping. You are not seeing your business, your company, your product as one time off. No. You see it as a continued effort that you don't give up. And it's not about the wheel of power. Wheel of power, it's important. It's about to be relevant. Okay? Here in Russia, a lot of people see the business as episoda. Yeah. We open, we close. We open, we try, we close. A lot of people I know have in their history already 1 or 2 bankruptcy. Yeah, we try a business. Yeah. So what it means they were not in the wheel. They're not in the process. They tried something, they had idea, and this, from different reasons, the idea, of course, usually external, was not relevant. And what they did, they said, okay, we are not relevant. Bye-bye. So you have to be on the wheel. It means because the wheel has a tendency of turning. So if you are not relevant now, and you don't have a product in which it's accurate to the market, and if you don't have something that will be tochna for the client, don't give up. Don't say, listen, I have bad thing, bye-bye. No, I will still continue and trying, because your time will come. Why? Because the why does it make sense? 1 second. Sorry. Because the client taste and the client needs change, moves constantly. Therefore, if you don't hit them now, you will continue to be relevant, and there was a moment that you will deepen. Now, we are in an environment. Remember, we talk about the context. We are in the environment that doesn't let you to be deep. It doesn't push you for have long distance, okay? Because everything now, it's instant. Now, everything is now, do it. You start today, tomorrow you are milliardaire, and after 2 days you are bankrupt. That's the feeling, okay? We have startup, but it doesn't true. It's not true at all. In reality, this is what Hollywood or movies or whatever TikTok want to sell us, but it's not. Even TikTok, guys, you know how much billions of dollars until now is being invested in TikTok? Do you know that Mr. Tesla is still losing $300 million every quarter? So the idea of a long-term business needs not long strategy, because nobody knows it. Nobody. But it means the soft skill of a manager who tells to his people, guys, we are relevant and we are on the wheel. Number one, question? No question. There is question. Okay, fine. I want to go to, okay, as far, no, very good. Very good, it's very simple. Number two, another soft skill that I want to communicate is that it comes actually from the first one. It's paranoia. I would like that the general manager will be paranoid. Now, I work in Russia many years, okay? The Russian are not paranoid. The Russian are suspicious. It's a big different thing, okay? What I'm trying to say is, like the hero of Dostoevsky, yeah? That the issue is, as a general manager of a boat, because you're sitting on a boat, you're captain of a boat, and you want to sail. And there's people around you and people behind you that are trusting you and you follow them. You have to understand that if you have something good, and if you are good in something, and if you have a product or a service that it's good, people will copy you. If people don't copy you, it means you don't have something good. It's a rule. It's a simple rule. Therefore, if you have 7, 8 product services, so one of them or two of them are very successful, be sure that in this moment, there are people that are trying to copy and make it better. Therefore, it comes to the third rule, you cannot wait. You cannot. There's nothing in nature, nothing around us. Look about around us, what is going on around us. There's no one element around us, our body, our external, our world around us. There's nothing that is stopping. Everything is changing all the time. But it's very difficult to us to change. Very difficult. Because we are, our brain is meant to know things and repeat it. Because repeatably, when we repeat on things, we remember them and we copy them and we do it again and again. But all the environment around us, even our body, is changing all the time. So therefore, because you have a stable element in a not stable environment, so all this interaction problematic. And we as managers have to constantly push our organization not to wait. There's a smart guy named Friedrich Nietzsche. He said something very interesting. He said, when you are thinking, think with a hammer. What it means? Когда ты думаешь, думаешь в молоток. I hope I say it in Russian, right? What it means? What it means? What is the meaning? The meaning of this sentence? When you're going to think with a hammer. The idea behind this is that you have to break what you already know. Wow, it's very difficult to break something that you know, that you spend time and you purchase and you copy, and what it means now to take it and to break it. Because if you are not breaking it, you cannot be changed. And it's okay like this. Think about this beautiful mechanism. Try to imagine that people will not be, people will change all the time. So all the time, Facebook will be relevant. And I'm sure you know that Facebook will not be relevant very soon. And you should know that Google will not be relevant. And those companies will be very, very unrelevant. And people will say, what? You use Facebook? Really? Okay. You Google things? You're serious, guys? Yes. It's exactly, once upon a time, was something that calls library. All the idea of university, we are now in a university activity. When you think about it, university is a very strange idea. Once upon a time, it's an amazing idea. But university is a very strange idea. And guys, I'm teaching for the past 30 years in different universities. So what it means university, there's a physical place in which in this physical place, there's knowledge. You're kidding me? Why I need this physical place? Now, universities have to change. But universities has very difficulties to change, to be relevant. So we do now through Zoom, through distant learning, for all this kind of combination to be relevant, okay, to change. And it's very difficult. Therefore, you as a general manager, you know, or the owner of a company, you know that you are the problem. You are number one problem. You are not changing because you cannot. It's difficult. Okay, so what to do? In this case, you have to have in your company, within people that works with you, agent of change. You have to make sure that in your organization will be people that they will be agent of change. And how we will find those people? How do you think we will find those agents of change in our organization? It's very easy to find them, and it's very easy to know the organization. You know how you identify those people that they're agent of change? You know, somebody has idea how I can locate the agent of change in my organization. No one. So nobody has idea how I can find the agent of change in my organization. Just it's very strange. Can you explain what it means? What we said that we are as people have very difficulties to change from different reasons. I don't want to touch it now. But we need to change because all the needs and the requirement in the area around us are changing. Okay, so I'm asking from the general manager to change, but the problem is he cannot. He's like human being. He has its own habits, in his idea of understanding. He himself difficult to change. So what to do? So how to do it? How we will create mechanism of change? The answer is bring inside your organization agent of change, the people who are leading the change of your company. Maybe to find someone, from outside, yes, okay, but those people inside the organization too. But the question is how you identify them. You as a manager, how you know that this person is the agent of change, okay? Actually, the answer is rather simple. You know who they are? Is the people that the general manager doesn't like. Those are the people of change. General manager, never mind who, including myself, when he doesn't like people, when he has a meeting and always this guy is saying a quite stupid thing, and always he wants to do crazy things that, and the German manager hates him and said, shut the fuck up, I don't want to hear you. That's the one that actually have to be heard, because that's the one who thinks differently than you. And what we do, we don't like people who thinks differently than us. We don't love them. We don't. If you, I don't know who are you, and important. It always like this. Now look, what I'm trying to say, because there is a dynamic, guys, there is a dynamic. I don't know, because I don't know the faces, I don't know your history, I don't know what you do, each one of you, but if you manage people, and if you're a general manager of a company for many years or small years, whatever, short years, you know, each one of you, that when he has a client, a good client that buys the service or the product from him, he loves the client, loves emotionally. He loves this guy. He found that this client is a nice guy. He loves him. I give you an example. There is a near my office, there is a Starbucks shop, okay? I come there every morning, I don't know, several times a week. And, you know, you have to tell your name, because they prepare your name with the coffee. So they know my name already. And they, on the glass, make some smile. They like me. Not because of me, because I'm a returning client. We love people who appreciate us. We love people who think like us. We love people who agree with us. Therefore, those people will not show me the change, because they agree with me. They're just echoing me, from the word echo. They're echoing me. If you know the story of Echo, she was in love with Narcissus by the Greek mythology, okay? She was in love with him, and she was calling him, and he didn't listen to her because he was busy with himself, and she lost her voice. So the gods cursed them, and the curse was that they will always use other people words, other people echo. So if you have people around you that they are your echo, you will not learn nothing new. So what we say, we need to have to put the competition in the center of our activity. We need to develop paranoia, and we should not wait. We should not wait for what? For the change. We have to create constant change. By the way, this is not new idea at all. Now it's a new idea of management, but you can find in the history of political science, in philosophy, the constant need for change. Okay, there is even somebody who knows the Russian revolution history. It was Trotsky that had the concept of the constant revolution, because he said in the moment that the revolution would do, it will not be relevant. So it has to be again and again and again. He has theory how to do it, but I don't want to enter to this. What I'm trying to tell you, this issue, it's so important. And it's important not less if you have positive cash flow. I think it's more important. From my experience, it's more important because it means you have a future. You're not episoda. Continue. So you have question? No? Very good. Okay. Another element of soft skills, okay, it's how you present your product or your service, how you do it. The one who gave this rule, and I found it very true, it's Steve Jobs. And he wrote several things, and he said, and I found this rule very relevant to us. And the rule that he said, start with the client experience and go backwards. Guys, this is so important that I cannot even share with you the necessity of this. And again, how much managers are not doing it at all. At all. What it means? It means when you develop service or a product, you as a human being or developer, you think is you see a problem or a need and you develop your product or service, whatever. But what you do, you are focusing in solving the problem or the need. What Steve Jobs tells us, guys, no. Design your product and your service from the moment that the client meets your product and service and then go backwards. Don't build the relationship with your client from resources that you have. Don't ask yourself what I have. It's not relevant. Start and don't ask yourself what the client needs. Ask yourself how the client meets you. Because it's all about relationship. And never mind if we talk about Starbucks or we're talking about how we call it, Sberbank. It's not important. It's important how your client meets you. And he can meet you online, he can meet you face to face, he can meet you in event, he can read you, he can listen to you. You have to, as a manager, as a leader, constant think of the meeting point, how the clients feel when he meets you for the first time. Now, what's the problem? There's a problem with that. If it was so simple, everybody will do it. The problem of you guys, the places you work now or the places you work in the future, that you will never, never, never will be the client of your product. You will never be the consumer of your product or your service. Never. Because you would look at it differently. So what to do in this case? Again, in this case, we need artificial client. We need that people will tell us how they met with our product. What is the problem? Because usually when people meet our product, they have compliments or complaints. Company doesn't like complaints. The sign of complaint and the sign of treasure in the Japanese language is the same sign. It means all the complaints that the company takes, all the complaints, it's the key of their success. But what we do with complaints, we don't like them. We don't listen to them. We push it away. We don't want to deal with complaints. Actually, what we do when we have complaints, we do justification. We're saying, yes, why it happened, I will tell you. But the meeting with the client experience, it's not important. He pushed the button, he was in the site, he pushed the app and it didn't work. Now, why that? Oh, the IT was sick, the corona, we are so right, but it's not important for the meeting the client with our product. And we are so busy and making a good product that we forget that it's a client experience. And the client, what is important to him and what emphasis he puts in the process, that's the only thing important. And we, again, from my experience, the managers doesn't put any emphasis about this. We don't see what the client meet when he sees us for the first time. Again, not using our services or whether, what is experience. Question? Clear. So I continue. Or yes, no, I don't know. Anyhow, so I will continue. The last thing, clear, right, very good. There's one guy I think that he is clear, right, fine. Anyhow, So the last thing I want to say is in management, stable company. Stable company is a company. How you define stable company? How you know this company is stable or not? The answer is very simple. It's a company that survived for a long time. That's it. A company in Russia. Look around you. How many companies you know for a long time? Okay. And when I said long time is 20 years, 25 years. Wow, it's a big company. Not big. It can be very small, but it's a company that it's very stable. Okay. And see that unfortunately, still in our market, companies are not so long. 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, something like this, and then it's gone. And to avoid this kind of things, it's another soft skill that we should have as managers. Again, as managers, that we are doing to reflect our value to the organization. And the principle, I call it to the principle of meaning. Okay, what is the meaning of my work? What is the meaning of my product? It means why I do what I do. Now you will tell me, David, I do it for money. Yes, of course. This is not. Nobody argue with this. We are not Mama Teresa. We are not going to the patriarch. We are doing things for money. Okay, but the thing is, within this activity of money, do we have meaning? Do we have some meaning for the things we do? What is our what for? Why I do it? Again, take out the word money because money is obvious. Everybody is doing for money. The question should be that you have to ask yourself, why I do what I do. I don't have values. It's not important for me. Fuck it, as long as they're buying quality, not quality. Why I wanted the quality higher. Why I want what the quality of the product is important, not important. Not for the sake, it's trying to be very accurate. Not for the sake of making more money. No. Do you have an agenda? I want to talk about other things. I give you an example. Kids. I don't know, how are you? How many of you have kids? Doesn't have kids? Kids by themselves. Now, parenthood, to be parent is it's a work from one thing, yeah? Like you're a parent, you have to take care of the kids. But most of the parents, some of them, are looking at parenthood on the instrumental part. That means I fed, I gave, I nourish, clothes, standard of living, but there was no agenda actually. Yeah, I don't want that he will use drugs. I don't want that he will alcoholist or will do criminal things. I want that he will be happy. But actually, the things that we do when we are raising this child for a long time, it's not about being happy. No, we are giving him what we think is the standard condition. We don't have any agenda. We don't say, listen, I want that this child will have A, B, C, D values. I don't. If I do, or I have some inspiration, I usually go to Orthodox church, some institute, and I said, okay, here, I want that he will be honest, would not lie to people, whatever. That's the values. But I don't have agenda to the child. And therefore, a lot of kids, as I think most of them, doesn't see their parents as relevant to their life. Relevancy. Ask yourself, I don't know again how old are you, how much your parents are relevant in your life. That means if the parents did a meaningful activity. Meaningful. Yes, you can give a bread, and you can give a bread with a lesson. Yeah, it's the same action, but one with meaning, one with not. So, as a manager, you should see everything around you as a human being first, but definitely with the organization and meaning, because meaning means long-lived organizations, that they have meaning. Now, what they do in the United States, of course, America always take everything, wrap it, making a package and sell it. So they call it credo or the values, and you put it in big corporates, you see them all over. We believe, we believe, we believe. The funny part is when you go to British American Tobacco, that they actually every day make poison for billions of people, and they believe in honesty. It's a joke. You are manufacturer of poison, what you believe in honesty. So all the credo and all this huge banners are not relevant. What I'm trying to say, as a manager, you have to have, as a manager, you have to have meaning when you manage a business. If you don't have this meaning, your business probably will not last for long years. That's it. Question, remarks. You have question about me, what you want to know. Yeah, good. What is it? Could you give example of a meaning? And to believe in the whole and to believe in. Okay, I want to give example of meaning. Okay, I give example. Let's say I will take for myself. It's easy for me. I am in the business of publishing. I'm a publisher of B2B platform on commercial real estate in Russia. My business is considered to be the leading business. I built it for many years. And of course, I have a company, I have workers. I do it for a long time. But actually for what? Because it's in business, when you are dealing with the business platform, you always have opportunity to make a business for yourself. You can, use information, use contact to make a business for yourself. And when I started this business, we had, I will not be mistaken, 7 competitors. Competitive means companies that were doing exactly what we do. Today, there's 0. Actually, the last one didn't succeed to pass the corona epidemic. And everything we do, me and my team, my people, is to the benefit of the market. What it means, if there is element in the market, some player in the market, that wants to use the market and make disruption or not to work by the, but there's no rules, but etica. We will not promote it. That's one. Second, we are never published or give a platform for paid information. That means what we do is to report. We have a team of editors and journalists to report about the situation of the market. Now, here's another thing of meaning. Because we are not a company, we are not a media who deals with politics or some danger of the public. We are a platform of business. So we are saying we are professional until we will not create damage. So we will report until the moment that we will see that we creating damage to a company. So we stop. We say but guys, stop it. We will not create damage. So what we do, and again, who said that? The general manager of the company has to put this value inside the organization. So we will not use the information to play among each other, because there's in any business a lot of interest of companies. And if there's a big money, there's a big interest. And where's the big money, there's a big pressure. So if you are not have your values and meaning of your work, you will not know how to manage this pressure. Eventually, you will be given any pressure you want. So what you did, I explain, I give him another thing. Again, I don't know how old are you, but let's say you have a kid. Now, What is the problem today? Easy. Milliard parents are crying about this. It's the mobile phone or the smartphone. Yeah. And the question is, what to do with the child? You have a son, you love him, daughter, you love him, he's an angel, and he's very nice, and you love him, and he wants to be happy, blah, blah. And then he wants a smartphone. Now, smartphone by itself has a lot of danger. You could see the, how we call it, the movie they did now, the social dilemma. You can see it. I don't want to, it's another, you can find million things. But one of the things in the social dilemma is they interview 17 people who made this social network in Facebook, in Instagram, in the Twitter, all of this, the engineers who made this. And they show that the idea, everybody knows it, that all of this platform, the idea is that you will be hooked to them. And there's a lot of danger, definitely for young kids. So here's the issue. You have a child, you love him, you want the best for him, and he, in the age of 10, 12, wants to have a smartphone. Now, if you say, okay, you know, I don't have any meaning to, you know, they're just important that they will be happy and smile, you will give in. You will not have a meaning, and because you said, Father, don't, why not? Because you have a mobile phone. Why not I? Okay? So there's no agenda, you as a father or a mother. There's no really agenda. I was in the other day in different restaurants in the weekend, and really you see that parents, I don't know, the father was 40, 50, the mother in the same, have two kids, one of I think 16, the other one 10 or 7. They ate lunch, each one with their gun in front of him. And you see it. This is not the meaning. You don't have aruja. You don't have a weapon in front of your kids that, listen, this is wrong, although I'm using it. Because it's a different of age. Because, yes, I will fight with you, and you will be the only guy in school without a smartphone. And there's a reason for that. And I'm taking smartphone as a, not, because it's not like you come with a child from after he comes to the age of 10, 12, you don't have a smartphone. It will be very strange. It's a constant idea that you as a parent do your things because you have a meaning. Okay? Think about it as a religion. Okay? Religion. If you're a religious person, everything you do has a meaning. That's the idea of religion. Every religion, there's 3,500 religions in the world, and any religion see the world, the physical world, as a meaning to upper world. So every action I do has a meaning. So what I'm trying to communicate with you, make your life as meaningful you can. If you're religious, it's easy. If you're not religious, it's difficult. But I want to take this to the company. What we do in our company, this is the way we do it. Why? Because this is the meaning of our company. Okay? There is a meaning for what we do. There's a reason. Just a quick question to the previous topic. So do you mean the other companies, competitors of yours don't use to have the same strategy? Yes, very good. So I will answer this. I will answer very good what you said. So the meaning is very deep. And if you want to see a companies that live for long distance, it's this thing. You know, I will give last example, analogia, and I will want to answer this. Think about relationship. How many people you know around you in this generation, not the generation that didn't have the choice, just generation that have a long-term relationship. Yeah, we are divorced, single parents, single mothers, single fathers, multi, lonely, whatever. And you agree with me that the achievement of the human being is a relationship. And we have difficulty in the relationship. And why is that? Because again, when we come to the relationship, the issue in the relationship is to solve main problem is loneliness, my pain. So if a relationship doesn't have meaning, only functional, in the moment that I find other solution to my loneliness, this relationship is not relevant anymore because it doesn't have meaning. So it falls. In other time, ancient time, the cell of a family had a meaning by itself. Part of the tribe, part of something bigger. A lot of cultures, you cannot be full member of the culture without being in a family. And the essence of a family usually is to create a second generation. So it was have a meaning. It have a why I do this. Because sometimes in family, it's painful, it's not easy. So why I stay? The same thing in organization. If I don't have a meaning in my organization, in the moment that somebody offered me 5 kopek more, I leave. And he gives me a car and a mobile phone and another bonus. So I leave because there's no meaning for what I do. You as a manager, and if what you do without a meaning, so what you want from me? You are like freelancer. You know the word freelancer, yes? You know. Do with the head. Yes, I see. What is the meaning of the word? Yes, yeah. What is the meaning of the word freelancer? Listen to the word freelancer. What is a lancer? Lancer is a very tall sword. Sword. So those guys in the Middle Ages was waiting outside the city, outside the fence, and if you had a war with someone, you called them, so, please, and you were renting their weapon. Freelance. They didn't have loyalty to no one. They will fight with you, they finish your fight, they wait outside, and then your competitor was hiring them against you. Read the history of Venice. You will see the history of years of fighting with family on freelancers. Therefore, there's no meaning. The only thing is a meaning. Who discovered the first? What his name? Napoleon. And he said, guys, why to die? You die for France. Now I know what I die. And he won Europe because of this, not because the Napoleon soldiers was better than Austro-Hungarian and other soldiers. No, they were fighting for a meaning. Again, this is the long term of meaning that you as a general manager has to provide. Quite interesting. Thank you. Now there is a question on the quick question for the previous topic. So do you mean that other companies, competitors of yours, don't have same? Now, very good question. There is Forbes has a rating of 500, yeah? Top 500 companies. And when you see those top 500, you say, wow, we're a top 500 company. And let's say, I don't know who asked it, probably maybe you have a company of yours. So I don't know you, but I'm telling you that if you manage 5-10 people as a private company, I mean, it's a company, not the department, you're a company. I think what you do and what does the top 500 of Forbes, 80%, 70% are the same. Because that's what you do. It's exactly like driving a car. If you drive Gigoli, Mercedes, Rolls-Royce, or Ferrari, or whatever, most of the things you do the same. Most of the skills you have the same. What is the difference between a young driver, not experienced driver, and a very good driver and fully experienced driver? Very simple. Very simple. It's where the attention goes. Young drivers, most of the energy and their time of the eye goes inside the car. They're busy in what's going on inside the car, how they manage the car. But experienced drivers and very good drivers hardly see what's going on in the car. They all the time see what's going on in the surrounding. And a very good driver knows what happened in the surrounding before it happened even. Because he sees 5-6 cars ahead of him, whatever. It's the same with management. You have to ask yourself, as a manager, today I came to the company, what I did, 8 hours, 10 hours, where my focus, inside or what's going on outside? Where's the client? Where's my client? Where's my competitor? Where's the surrounding, business surrounding? What's happening? Something moves because it moves. What's going on? Where's my energy? So, of course, my competitors are doing the same thing. Of course. Of course. My job is to understand the change better than them and create activity that will answer faster to the need of the client. So we are not anymore in this model of being, knowledge is here and not there, it's gone. Because one thing I can say after many years, because I teach in several universities and give courses about cross-culture management. It means what are the obstacles of culture in management. In Russia, if you can see, one of the things that characterize Russian management, and there's a reason for that, is the idea not to have a mistake. Very big fear, but that's specific for Russia. Very big fear from having a mistake, and definitely to admit a mistake. And this is coming from a very deep roots. You can argue what is the roots for it. It's definitely by the history. It's definitely by you see all the Russian classical authors that the heroes was very afraid to be not correct from social point of view. If you're not correct, you're doing something wrong socially. It's horrible. It's so embarrassing. The hero will die. Okay? And always the Russian drama is when the hero is breaking the convention and willing to do mistake and then get punished. But never mind, I don't want to talk about it now. But everybody knows here that the Russian manager has very, very difficulties to admit a mistake or get to mistake. Therefore, if the presumption that we are not doing mistake, my managing effort is to know. I need to know. I know the answers, and you, my Sadrudnik, has to perform. So the idea of management is to tell the people what to do, not to find the solution, not to see what's going on, not to use your workers as 200 eyes around. No, it's inside. Because there's one guy who knows and the rest are doing it. One of the things to deal with the competition, you have to use everything around you. You have to have a very, very big use of the things you have around you. You have 5 workers, you have 5 eyes, ears around. You have 20, each one of them. But again, that's the meaning. That's the meaning. Do our organization has any meaning? I cannot develop this if to say to you, listen, come to me, I will pay you more, you will do your work, do A, B, C, D, and then you are acting like a freelance. And you are loyal to me because you know that I will give you more bonus in the end of the year and I'm a successful one. And the model of Cincinnatus apparatchik in the Russian politics exists. You take someone, but you follow, you do what he wants, and loyalty important. Now, I'm not saying that this is not good to organization. I'm saying that it's very, very big problem in a competitive market. That's what I'm saying. And look, where's the Russian? I'm working in Russia many years. They're so talented people. They're so smart. They're so everything here, everything. But why we are not competing in the West? Why? Why we are not succeeding to have 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 products better than the West? Why? Because it's conspiracy. No, we're not good in competition. Very simple. Very, very simple. So that's your answer. Now it's necessary to stand out for the crowd. Yeah, of course it's necessary to stand out. It means that you have your USP, unique sales proposition. Yeah, that's a USP. That's a standout. But yeah, it's true. It's I'm not in this. I don't know how much time we are, or well, 1 hour. In this 1 hour, I didn't try. Actually, I meant for less. But I didn't try to give you all the things in marketing and management. I tried to emphasize some dark area, gray area, in which the manager has to have. Okay, it's not all management. It's not what we need to do. This is not. It's just very soft. Because I teach management for many years, I'm managing myself. I meet a lot of managers, and I see it constantly that people, again, they are very bright. They are very know how to do things, but don't succeed. The level of bankruptcy is very high, very high. According to Russian authority, in the last year of the epidemic, 3.7 million small and medium companies bankrupt. Listen to the number, 3.7 million in 1 year bankrupt in Russia. And let's say each one of them has 5 workers, 6 workers. So we're talking about nearly 20 million unemployed that they are not in the, you don't see in the statistics, okay? And why? Because let's go again to talk in relationship. What is big love? What it means, big love, that I SMS to you every day, I love you. Big love means to be with you many years together. It's stability. That's big love. Big love is not how many times we jump on the roof and we went and we saw and we had and drunk and this. This is fine. This is very nice to have, to tell the kids. But real love is love that lasts for a long time. Always was I said about Romeo and Juliet, let them marry. Let them marry. Why to not why marry? Let's see how long it would last. Because the same in business. Yeah, you should have a good product. You should have all of this that you learn in all the university and the smart people. But for me, it's not important. For me, it's the ability to last. Because if you have ability to last, you will overcome a lot of obstacles. If you know how to last for a long time in relationship with people and to create a meaningful business, you will succeed for a long time. To have a good product, to have a nice offices, class A in Moscow City, and have a nice car, BMW, when you are 30 until 35, that's very nice. But this is only 5 years on your life. And if you live 80 years, it's really nothing. So what you do, what is your ability? Do you build a business that will last 25 years, 40 years, that you give it after to your kids? Do you have this ability? And I say, this is what you should focus and learn, because the rest of it, it's necessary, but it's not the main thing. Yes, question? What else? Okay. If you don't have any question, or you have that for me, you want something specific or whatever, you have some question, I'm willing to answer. If not, I will say to you good evening. But again, I'm waiting if you have. David, thanks you for this. Such a great, okay. Thank you, dialogue. It was not dialogue, but monologue, but okay, fine with this. That's it. I don't know what is the procedure now. The host will enter, not enter, what I should do. Okay, so, oh, somebody, no. Plekhanov is calling. Hello? Okay, so I will say to you good evening. I hope to meet you face to face someday. Oh, Plekhanov is back.
Yeah, David, we are here and we are carefully listen
Okay.
to you. So thank you a lot for your dialogue with our student, future student. Thank you. Maybe some questions
Пожалуйста, мы с вас слушаем.
in English and Russia.
Да, in Russian тоже. You will translate.
Я думаю, что ваша речь была очень подробной, детальной. Студентам все очень понравилось. Много вопросов, много фидбэка от них. Спасибо вам, Давид, большое.
Thank you, guys.
Ждем вас еще.
Да, take care. Bye.
Thank you a lot. Bye-bye.